What's up, everybody? And once again, welcome to The Certified Man. My name is KD Bowe. You already seen the thumbnail. You already know who we got on the show today. And it is my honor to have on the show with me the dude that I have been following his career for a very long time, and I love his music. I don't like his music. I love his music. I love his vibe, and I've always wanted to have the conversation with him. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get it right. Kourtney Jamal Pollard is in the building with me right now.
Yeah.
Molly Music is here. What up, man?
Yeah, what's good, man? KD.
Yes,
You use the government.
good to see you, bro.
Feel me?
Who calls you Kourtney or Jamal? Who calls
Loved
you
ones.
now?
Loved ones. There was a whole point. Molly's just, that was music, and there was a lot of people who I'll be able to identify and categorize who knew me and where from. If I was dating or if I met somebody, I had music on me young. So if I say, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, you're beautiful.
Did you say it like that, though?
Probably.
You put the voice on him?
Maybe. You know, I just, what's your name? You know, and then they'll tell me, what's your name? I would say Kourtney. I don't want the benefit or I don't want Molly to get any type of, that's a whole different role.
I get it.
So, Kourtney writes the songs, Kourtney pays the bills, Kourtney cashes the checks. It's never the Molly.
Very good.
Molly is Batman. I'm
like
Bruce. Feel me?
I like it. I like it. So, so you learned how to play the piano at 5 years old.
I did.
And by 11 years old, you was already ministering in your church.
Yes.
Was it Faith
on the Move.
Faith on the Move.
Faith on the Move Ministries. Pastor Eric Jackson, First Lady Bernadette Jackson. That's my man of God. He helped me.
Tell me about were you Molly then?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about Molly.
Maul.
Tell me about Maul at Faith on the Move.
My middle name's Jamal, so in the South, they call you by your middle name.
That's good.
So my name wasn't Kourtney unless I was in school.
Oh. Because
they call you by your first and last name.
Right.
So Jamal, Maul. And, you know, play something, Maul. That's from my pastor, you know. Sing something. And I got used to those curves, and I always wanted to enhance the spirit. So my only job, and even now, I had to learn the other parts, but my favorite part or my role is setting the atmosphere for the word to be preached. A big part of enjoying a movie is feeling like you're in a theater. And that's like quality trailers.
And you knew this at 11 years old?
No, I was learning it by just wanting to be effective in the environment, because minister music is such a big role. And I was learning the skill set as well. I was in Savannah, Georgia, so it fell upon me. I had a chance. I had a hunger to do it. I knew it was possible, but my faith was beyond my capacity at the time.
Your faith was beyond your capacity?
Yeah.
What was that seed that was planted that started all of this?
Luckily, I was given the opportunity to do this at Faith on the Move Ministries. So faith is a core value. So even giving me the opportunity was faith. That came back, you know. I was just there to add the work with help and assistance or whatever. So yeah, church was really cool. But since I was so young, it wasn't gonna be no hymns. You get what I mean? I don't really know too much of, you know, anything as far as the groundwork of gospel music already, not at that age. So it was a mixture of prophetic sound, spontaneous creativity, and then I would have to learn the songs that was hot.
Who told you had it, though? Who was it that said, this is it?
It was always a close relative next to me.
Okay.
Like a cousin or my sister. My older sister was like my first fan, because she would see my older sister Ray. She's watching us. So anytime I'm singing or me and my cousin tapping on the football, she's like,
tapping on the football.
Okay, Ma, okay. You know, those type of moments, like when he did a little something extra. Or there's clips of my mom just recording us idly eating. These, like, you know, remember the Penguin TV dinners, the little TV dinners?
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
wow,
homie.
you took me back.
Yeah, you know, poverty was real, but I thought it was awesome. I didn't know what was going down.
That's good parenting, bro. That's all it is.
Can I have
good
another one? But mom was recording us eating, and the Wizard of Oz was playing in the back.
Yeah.
And I think they were saying Lollipop Kids in the back. And she just has us eat. So she's just probably going, my kids, my kids. But once they hit the lollipop, I know, I just came up with the fudge on my teeth, hitting the note. And it was right on. And mama kind of focused then, like, okay, that you wasn't flat at all on that, were you? And so my internal ear was always, you know, kicked in.
So your mom can sing?
Yes. My family is musical. So I guess I had that young Michael Jackson syndrome, as in, okay, I already hear harmony. I already see them leading songs. I'm ready to do it now. You know, they make it look so easy. And it's also so organically, my family's, like my icons weren't like stars on TV and stuff because we weren't really watching it unless it was movies. But so my mom was leading songs. My Uncle Keith, that was my icon. But to get back to the question, I think it was my sister Ray, my cousin Chance, little Chance, Chance Hudson, he not little no more. Like his older uncle Carnell, he had a keyboard, and I used to stay at their house, but I didn't have access to a keyboard. So we were instructed not to go in the room, and he was doing like, okay, I think this is how he turned it on. Ooh. And then so now we both in trouble because we in Carnell room, not supposed to be in there. The keyboard glowing blue. And I just want to play.
Well, what kind of keyboard was it?
I don't know. I think it was like a Triton. You know that?
Hey, he had money.
Oh, they was blessed.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
I thought you were going to say Casio.
Nah, he was really sweet.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't want kids to touch it.
Yeah.
So my first notes, boom, boom. And Chance was like, oh, you hard, you hard. So that's the kind of feedback in the South that's all you really need. Like,
right. I see you. Okay,
yeah, so then we got caught by my uncle, and then that's when they like, wait, but play it again.
Ooh.
And that'll turn into whatever. And I think my Uncle Tommy, it was really like, just play for real. And I did that.
What'd you play?
I don't know. It had to be something I made up because I ain't know no songs.
Okay.
So it'll be a mix of songs I like, little chords that I learned. And it was probably pitiful, but it was probably in the right key.
And they got it,
and melodic.
Bro. They saw you.
So I think I remember my mom telling the story of my Uncle Tommy saying, hey, Molly, you might need to, you know, listen to Ma.
Oh, wait. So you was ear hustling, and you heard
my mom told me that over time.
Okay, she told you what happened. Okay.
I wish I would have heard that because I didn't. The South just has a way to humble you. You don't get your compliments in the South. They don't give compliments. They give advice when you good.
Wow.
So they forget to tell you it's good. It's just remember where you came from. Okay, so I got to articulate that you see that I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
By telling me to be prepared for where I'm going and not to forget the little people. Does that mean I did a good job?
That must mean you did a good job. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. I remember for us, we had a singing group growing up as well. And that was the same thing. My dad was like, hey, don't touch my guitar.
You can't do it. You got to break the rules to become a star.
Broke the rules to become a star. And that's
you got to break the rules, but you always get the whooping.
Yeah, we got it, man. We did
I took
get
the
it.
stripes for this thing.
By his stripes, we didn't feel like healing. but we were struck.
Christ, I thought you took these.
Right. But yeah, they heard us sing, and you know, we were harmonizing.
See, speaking of, can I sit right there with you?
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel good to harmonize?
It's amazing, bro.
It's like that bigger voice you get to be.
Yep. And who knew that you knew that was a thing? Like it was just a way of being. You singing this note, you singing this note.
Right.
All right, you sing
But
this
that's a skill set that people do not have, man. Like,
it's a God-given gift, bro. It's a God-given gift. Now, maybe you can be trained in it. I don't know. But for us, you know, I didn't go to, you know, nobody went to school to play or to, you know, anything like that, to sing.
You just had to know your role.
We just had our role. So, all right, so Faith on the Move Ministries,
yes.
You are moving in the ranks. Eventually, people start to recognize that you have something that is different than other people.
Yes.
What was the moment when you realized, oh, this is something that not only that I want to do, but something that I actually love?
When I recognized how expansive and extensive the gift I was given was. Now, see, I always had to be able to articulate like range. So I would confess right now that like my faith was bigger than my like where I was at the time because I could hear chords I couldn't picture. So,
ooh, wait a minute. So you would hear sounds.
Of course, anytime I'm making a chord, I'm trying to get that harmony, you know, but I won't linger on that because I don't want to confuse people in the
But that is so unique to me to hear you say that. Like, what was
I do not know.
Was it a feeling?
I do not know. I heard my mom tell a story to some colleagues of a relationship that she and I had before I was born, or actually here. In her womb, she would share the walkie-talkie with me, or the Walkman. So she would have the little earbuds on her.
And put them on her belly?
And then, yeah. So I think I would get water tones of voicings. So that I became familiar with. It hit me around, it vibrated around. I expected it just like probably how I wanted sugar that she ate. She had a difficult pregnancy with me compared to my sisters, I believe.
You're the only son?
Yes. So she holds me tight.
Was she the only one were you the only one she put the Walkman on the belly for? Do you know?
But my younger sister would say different. She's actually brilliant. My sister KP, yes.
Really?
And she always knew and saw it too. So she is definitely Janet to my situation. And
really?
She is not even fazed by me until I send her a good record. Then she call me back with tears in the eyes like, Ma, that's such a good one right there. Did I write that?
Wow.
So I love it. So yeah, it goes around in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about your sister. You talk a lot about your mom.
Yes.
Where was Dad during this time?
My dad, he was everything. But, well, let me be clear. My makeup is from my father, Vincent Pollard, a man who I love. He passed, but he wasn't the one who raised me.
Okay.
I sought to find my father at 18 because I just wanted to see what stock I came from. Once I got a little bit of freedom as a young man. But throughout that first time, Larry Walker Jr., that's my daddy.
Okay. So you had a father's influence in your life.
100%.
But your biological father was not that influence.
Yeah. Early on, I guess before I could recognize it, I could remember those memories of being man of the house, taking out the trash, being guarded over my sisters and my mom. But with the church community in Savannah, you're not going to stay single long looking like my mama was.
First of all, let me just throw that out there real quick.
KD, watch yourself.
I'm just saying, with all respect. So your mom walked up, you and your mama walking up. Yes. And I'm like, I don't like to ask too many questions. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's his girl. So cool. This was up. Yeah. And then you came in and you said something about, yeah, man, my mom. I said, hold on. That's your mom?
That's my mom.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool.
Also,
jaw on the floor, like what y'all drink in Savannah,
But also she was my first manager. She was one of the first like visionaries to say, Molly, this is incredible. Wait, we can do something. Wait, okay, boom. Quit her job. And I saw a shelf get put up and then one book that was like music management for dummies turned into a shelf of like must reads that she just thrashed through. Then she applied her faith, her love for me. And she's like, okay, Ma, just keep doing what you're doing. That MySpace had just dropped. So I started dropping stuff on MySpace. Thousands of people started coming through. So I think that was the first gospel internet surge. Like there's this underground cat named Molly. Have you heard his music? All my albums was burnt. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was such a culture for me. I never, ever wanted to sign. I never, ever wanted to be mainstream. I wanted to always be like of the ground.
But you ultimately did.
It happened. Yeah. Because that's what happens. The ground actually sprouts. And and everything above ground eats the fruit. Feel me? So I was just dealing with the rooting.
You just said something real deep right there.
Really?
I'm not gonna act like I didn't hear what you just said.
I just fell in love with the rooting process, but it was dirt. It was core, and it was strong. It's what I'm drawing from even now. But now I could have fruit on that other realm every season. Yeah, I had some things to learn.
You have some things to learn?
I do have some things to learn. But I had some things to learn then.
Like what?
Ooh, range.
You said that twice. What do you mean by range?
Diversity. You can't quench the spirit with personal limitation.
Say more.
Well, God doesn't send certain people to London to represent him because they can't. They can't resonate with the audience as an individual.
Okay.
Even though they have the truth in them. A lot of people that's like, I got the word in me, think that is relevant to all. And it's not. Sometimes you could be telling somebody right, but just your delivery bag ain't busting.
Okay, you're saying a lot. You're saying a lot more than what you're saying, but you're still saying.
But you asked me to specify range.
No, that's good. But bro, you've been very diplomatic, and I get it, and I appreciate it. I honor it.
Well, tell me, what am I doing?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I want just taking me where I want to go next, because when you first started with your music, and YAHWEH,
yes,
and
I was 16.
I can tell that you have a strong relationship with God, a unique relationship with God. And your music was very, very, very God-centered.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't just, I'm not singing about Jesus. I'm like, Jesus' name is in it.
Yes.
The death, the burial, the resurrection of Jesus.
Yes. I'm proud of all the things you're saying.
Yes. And then you made the transition.
Yes.
To more of more range.
I made a transition to partnerships.
Say more.
My songs are birthed in covenant. So I'm required in Psalms, Jeremiah, and Proverbs abroad to be able to praise the Lord with everything: faith, love, perseverance, charity.
Those were definitely
the qualities.
Those are definitely the messages.
Simultaneously,
in
my
your music.
Arena were people who were coming to seek healing, life, strength, these types of things. I was like a receptionist for a doctor. So I evolved into, hello, welcome to the house of God. How can we help you? Right. You sign here, any other thing that you're dealing, any ailments, any pains or whatever, and we'll get the word to you as soon as possible. But let us know exactly if there's any specific pain so we can give you specific things to be able to, like this. And meanwhile, listen to this, because you have migraines, we'll take the bass out. This is more soothing. Just so that by the time you get to the man of God, he's not like, now I want to tell you the word. Okay, here we go. Nah, they're like, give me the word, because they just been conditioned. All the things have been broken down. It's kind of like running that hot water on the dish before the dishwasher. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, you
got to break it up.
Yeah. But that's good though, bro, because when I look at the labels on the albums, the labels say R&B.
That's a blessing though. That was a blessing to me. I was I said and admitted that I was completely underground and had no desire to come to the surface. So the only way it could happen was not going to be by my choice. Things that are underground and good, or things that are secret and good, don't remain that way. So word started getting out about this camp. Little clips and videos started coming around.
Camp?
A group of people. They were upset at what Christ was doing, for example.
Okay.
But they had to go between, which one of y'all is Christ? It was a group of just people sitting around. So even though it was Molly, I was never alone. There was always a bass player, a drummer, some background vocals, some intercessors, mom, some people doing food. So we hubbed. And in faith, prepared by rehearsing consistently. I mean, maybe 4 days a week.
So, but the question I'm asking about is the R&B label on it, which in fact was good.
I remember.
And I'm with you on that. I'm curious about, I know how it impacted me. I loved it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest.
What, the R&B what? Like tones in it?
Just the whole vibe. It was, okay, so you had a certain level of excellence with your first project.
Yes.
Molly Is,
exactly,
to me, was an entirely different,
for sure. That's why I said I came into partnership.
Okay, so explain that.
Partnership brings the intentions and the efforts of new people. My service before that was only to my man of God and to the kingdom of God. Once I get into contracts and people who want to do other things, the arena grew. The opportunity was similar, but I did not have an arsenal or artillery for that job or for that agreement. And it didn't matter how much praise music I created, I could not be effective with those partners. Do you get what I'm saying? So cool, a lot of people who don't understand what I was doing with my music, it's like, hold on, if I become a Celtic, I have to play in the Celtic system.
Facts.
Especially if it's an aggressive coach, they have lineage and they have heritage. They only run pick and roll. Of course I can handle the ball, but that's not what coach asked me to do. That's not what my partners, that's not how we would be successful.
Yeah.
And that was definitely new for me. But I really want to, glad that I get a chance to say on a platform that was a big part, because I'm trying to say what I am. I'm an asset. I connect to whatever. You get what I mean? And I also love the intention of connecting with the powerful beings that, like, okay, like Quincy Jones said, okay, this is what we're trying to do. What music makes this? That's what, and I got a chance to do that for Harry Belafonte. And that'll give me a different type of weapon and more of an African mask. Now I could use the spear in a sense in music, because he wanted me to protect race and culture with the music. But the origin was just bless God.
That's what Harry Belafonte?
Yeah, he wanted me to partner with the Sankofa movement later on.
Oh.
But let me just bring it back to where we are. I was talking about the camp and all the things we were doing because we had these consistent rehearsals weekly that became like lives, like Instagram live before live.
Oh.
So people from the city would come to the rehearsals and be healed.
Really?
Yeah, and if mom will open the door, because she'll have it locked. She's our Joe Jackson.
Where were you at? In your house or what?
No, it was at the church, Faith on the Move. So like, you know, I'm used to utilizing the church Monday through Thursday.
Okay. Small church?
Medium, because it started small. But I think a lot of people started coming. That little boy, but in the time
you brought him to the church.
In the time though,
it's okay to say that.
I did not think so. And then I'm not raised or groomed to think that. Do you hear this word? And then the word and mentors and leadership is like God has blessed us because of the head. And like the headship is real in all of that. So you don't know where you sit in the body. You're just grateful to be in the number. So,
but you had eyes.
I know I had eyes.
You knew. I mean, but how did that make you feel though?
I couldn't take responsibility in that office. I couldn't decipher or what I was doing or what wasn't me. So I would appreciate.
That's fair.
You feel me?
That's fair.
I would appreciate the Kanyes. I appreciate the Ushers because they out there singing about them from the beginning. I acknowledge that I bring the glory of the Lord and I sing of a more powerful one than me.
Well, yes, 100%. And nothing.
I recognize now I had a lot to do with it.
You had a lot to do with it. So with this transition of partnership, which is a great way of saying that, bro.
The blind, powerful loyalty was a part of my cloth. That's all I knew. So I go hard.
Blind, powerful loyalty.
Yes. So I'm not questioned in my stance. So I could be free, in my role. If you say I got the rebounds, I'm not even going to jump.
Very good.
But I had to change that because the ranger teach you, bro, why didn't you jump?
That is why, that's where I'm going next. And that's why I want to go next because, when you were first, like your first album with YAHWEH on it, which is
yes. I was 16 when that dropped,
which was a industry shifting sound. There was no sound that was around like that, bro. Yeah. It was different. So you have music that is absolutely here. You don't even look at me. I could be in a loincloth. It don't matter. This music is about him. But now you got this other music, like It's No Fun Alone.
Yeah, that was the first record on Molly Is.
And I'm gonna tell you something. When that bass dropped in that record, I get goosebumps thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Because I love songs that's bass dominant. Like real bass.
See, you're doing exactly what's supposed to be done on there. That was produced by Jerry Wanda.
I don't. Who's that?
Ooh, you got to know who Jerry Wanda is. I'll be honored to tell you. Okay, Going to November?
Yes.
He produced that.
Ooh.
You know how when it goes, I'll be going to November, it goes boom, 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 boom. There's this dude named Jerry Wanda who does it. He's Wyclef's cousin.
Yeah,
he produced all the stuff with Wyclef, right? And he produced the Fuji stuff. So he's a partner, a production partner of Mark Pitts and the guys that I got in partnership on the first opportunity through Holly Carter.
Wow.
So we moved to Cali, we met Holly, and it wasn't a secret no more. I was getting ready to drop another just independent album from the same format that I dropped The Second Coming. But everybody was saying, no. It's kind of like, you want to do this, but we can make it gold, put diamonds on it, and then you drop it type thing. And I felt that it'd be a strong statement for the kingdom. And I was so honored to use The Wealth of the Wicked.
Well, you saying all the right stuff, bro. And you spot on, and I don't have no issues.
But producers helped the game. It was something that I was fighting against at the time.
Why were you fighting?
I produced every track on The Second Coming.
Okay.
So once I came to a contract and I came to a table where everybody thrives on partnership, they're like, well, how can we help somebody who writes it, sings it, performs it, produces it, engineers it, and embodies it? He doesn't have a visionary with him. Nobody could take credit for nothing. What are we doing? Well, I thought that was the case from the beginning because I'm like, well, why do we need y'all? So I think that was one of the things that like early on. And then Holly Carter would be like, be quiet. She'll give me game. Yeah. Because I'm out with mine. I'm thinking like, if the Bible says it or whatever, matter of fact, everything y'all saying in here is not even relevant, I think that we should it's like, no. Because it still be checks, it be balances, it's agreements, it's arrangements. And I think Holly taught me that relationships is a ministry. Relationships is also like a currency. You cannot have money, but you can call the executive producer.
Wow.
So now something gets funded for millions of dollars through your knowledge of that person's strength. That's valuable in a sense. And I've had to pay people just for knowing the right people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With eyes on you now, and you clearly weren't trying to take the stage at Faith on the Move.
Yes.
Not trying to have the spotlight on you. You want to put it on God, put on the pastor, put on everything else. So now, though, them LA lights burn bright, bro.
Yeah.
Those European lights, they burn bright. How did you hold up under the scrutiny of the light?
Burned.
Ooh.
I got burned.
Tell me more.
My people perish for the lack of knowledge. So a lot of my opportunities I wasn't like prepared for on a knowledge level, especially on that wave. And I was rejecting the preparation. Grammys, like Molly was Grammy nominated.
Yes.
So my first strike out, I was invited to the big party, I guess. And I wasn't ready. I didn't have the knowledge for the press. I didn't have the knowledge for the navigating of the powers that project what I'm doing. I just thought that if what I was doing was good enough, God supported it. But now I'm like, no. You need to have communication with people who are communicating to the masses.
Yeah.
And then they have stipulations and all these different regulations and preferences and things that if you do, you can actually play on the media. And those were skill sets that I didn't want to take up yet. I wasn't ready to be a star.
I wasn't ready to be a star.
Yeah, I didn't think that being a star was required to do what I was doing. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying. I'm wondering how accurate that is, though. I mean, I hear your heart.
I hear what you're saying as well, but I don't think that I was ready to. I didn't want to absorb it. Like, you can't hide behind the shield of Christ when you get called to the front. Like, when it was Apostle Paul on trial, it was just him. They said his name, and they articulated the power of Christ from his testimony, from his own words. And a lot of times what he said was like, well, we can't really question that. That's strong enough. So I guess what he's saying is real, but he was still under the like judicial system. So those skill sets helped him.
When were you ready to be a star?
When I prepared.
So
the exposure on that first Grammy vibe, it broke me. And I just went into like a recession, and I had to recreate.
What was it that broke you? Was it the fact that you did not get it, or what? What was it that broke you?
It's like the truth. I found out the truth. Like, man, I'm limited. Like, whoa, I have to grow in this. You know, the church has a way of growing to a point and then like plateauing. So if you can navigate the church in Houston, then you can go to New York and probably get by too. But
good,
on the camera, on these certain fields, you got to really flow. Like, I wore the wrong color, for example.
What is the wrong color? Is that a thing?
It is.
What color did you wear? What?
It just wasn't the right season.
Chartreuse or something?
It was white. It was white, but nobody else had white on.
Oh.
I showed my ignorance to the fashion world. In front. So you can't come in with something powerful without knowing what to wear. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, but who was responsible for telling you that?
Nobody. That's what I had to learn. Maybe somebody would have told me, but the people who were telling me, I either didn't believe them based on my closed-mindedness, I didn't receive them based on my familiarity, and I was depending on the previous anointing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh my God, man. You kind of knocked on a door there, because the anointing that got you there. So a lot of
people that are upset with where I am, they have not gotten to the checkpoint where they need to gain what I gained to remain effective. You get what I mean? Like,
say that a different way.
This is what I wanted to say. Like an athlete, you're balling. You guys make it to the first round of the playoffs and you lose because you're not a playoff basketball. You don't have playoff rapport. You thought that if you just played the game the same way you've been winning all season, that you're going to win. So now you can't find out.
I'm a Falcons fan, bro, so you already know.
You get what I'm saying? Why are they stopping us?
My soul is crushed already.
Why are they better than us? Why can't I score at my bread and butter?
Yeah.
The only way to do that is you got to prepare.
Wow.
And so that's where it happened.
But that was, did you prepare after?
Yeah.
That? Okay.
That was preparing me, honestly.
Okay.
That was me being a boxer. And then I got in a fight like, man, I need a trainer. You know, I need somebody to help me train on my footwork, because man, that dude was faster than me.
Yes. That's good, bro.
And that also set me free. And there was some cool visual cues that the Spirit took me through to say, Molly, this is right. Don't question this. Go with this. Not just by sending people like Felipe G. Stylish into my life, but showing me like through visual cues how it worked. And one of the things was in Hunger Games, for example, Katniss from the Cole district, she wasn't fashionable. All they wore is long johns with Cole prints on it.
Right.
But when she got selected to represent the district, she had to carry herself in a certain way in front of the media that she did not want.
They dolled her up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
But she fought it.
That's so good.
Don't show violence on the girl. Talk to them. This is the chance to, and then they'll send you balm and aid in the battle. All these types of things that she just was like Cole district only. And that's how I was with the kingdom. And it was blindness. So long story short, Remember when she finally embraced and loved the character that Lenny Kravitz played? And he was kind of like a stylist. He just gave her clothes for the media and protective armor for their storyline. I wanted part of that. Cruella dropped, and I started to see through just random sitting back how powerful fashion could be. The Devil's Wear Prada was something that taught, like, so I started wondering why, like, women's fashion started changing. Like, why is this Black queen wearing that? Well, they're watching stuff like that that's showing, like, you hit a room different if you come into a meeting in this dress. So I recognize, well, I only know sing notes, ABCs or whatever. I don't even pay attention to fashion. I'm from Savannah.
Wow.
So I had to recognize what I wanted to do. And I chose the option of delegation, which is when I don't need to be an expertise in it. I just 100% delegate and trust. A king doesn't have to know fine fabrics. They just need somebody to say, this is what a king wears.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you have like a layer of velvet with some type of fur on top, something you never would have imagined.
Or considered, yeah.
But everybody else is seeing a king. But it was like 4 people that was like putting on a pendant or doing some type of crown arrangement when the king was just the king. But I'm like, but it took all that for the king to be seen as a king, just to step out on the balcony, 2 steps, and for the crowd to cheer. They wouldn't have cheered the same if he came out in just some long johns.
Regular smegular, yeah, man.
The Pope got to have that white, boom, he wants the hat up, boom. It makes people go into their sentiment better, and I was willing to humbly embrace that about my brand after the loss.
You think you have regrets for that? Or do you take that as an L lesson, not an L loss?
Yeah, I gotta take it as an L lesson because I learned the lesson Grammy nominated on the red carpet. My first album out, man, I had nothing but up to do. Like, it hurts, but it's kind of like, bro, this was their first season. They went to the first round and they gave the Celtics a headache. That sounds like a Jordan story to me. But he did have to come to the point to where it's like, I can't beat the Detroit Pistons unless I get stronger. I can't be a baller. I just need to be meaner. Man, let me get, so then when they started saying, did you feel Jordan's elbow? I still feel it. When he was a force himself, he had to just embrace, this is a nasty game that I can't finesse my way through. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I gotta get past you. And I started applying that aggression and it's what I do.
So was the part of that just like stop listening to a lot of the people that was like,
listen to the right people.
There you go. To tune your ear into people that's going in the same direction that you going, or that are there, did it the right way, and can lead you and guide you in that space.
Exactly. 10 times out of 10, those people have reached walls that they can't get past without you and your strengths. So they're like, they have insight on, wait, don't do this. I was with 4 travelers who made the same mistake. Don't put this one on and go this way. Hide in the well, and when they leave, go past. That's like stuff, that's how I got in. And now people trying to say I got favor when I just received like knowledge that this person was gaining around this region. And I just, once I respected all the industries versus judging them, I was able to like recognize that they were mountains, you know, that could be visited. And if you visit a mountain, you got to have the proper clothes.
What's a bar? What's so interesting, man, is it takes more than your gift to get you.
The gift, it just makes room, but room ain't enough.
Ooh.
Like, you ever move into a new spot? you celebrate and y'all got the keys and you recognize it on your Instagram live. I ain't got no furniture. Like, you immediately come into the next complaint on your one victory.
Wow.
Like, nobody's gonna be, they're gonna say, congratulations. Why, what that air mattress doing? Like, so man, I gotta have it too. And then then you pick the furniture and they like, that don't match. So now it's like, now I gotta have feng shui too. Now, but in order to do that, you need to submit yourself to some magazines. You can't just say, I'm going to trust my thoughts on how it should look. You gotta do some research. And
so, you said, the Penguin Meals from back in the day when, you didn't have very much. For the person that's listening, they like, I got a whole lot of gifting. but I ain't got a whole lot of, resources.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the time in which you were in progress, but you didn't have, the wealth yet. You didn't have the money yet. You didn't, you wasn't balling.
I was blessed in a way in this area because I also circumcised my heart in that area. My colleagues...
Circumcise your heart.
I have an expectation. I want. I didn't... Whatever that fetter is that I want money for what I do musically was cut off young.
Really?
Yeah, through my ministry. I didn't receive money from my man of God. And neither was I expected to. He would say, I don't pay sons. And I felt him on that. It was an honor to serve. I was probably a little underqualified. So that always gave me the hunger to be better, up to par, and even beyond, what was expected. My gift is unto God, and I don't know if anyone can pay me.
That's good.
So those were the things that I was thinking in the beginning. So I wouldn't even remember to go to the pay me table.
Let me.
And that caused me to build a fan base who ultimately became my resource.
I love it. I love what that did for you. I love that your heart was in the right place to serve the way you served. Let's fast forward and let's put the same scenario on your son or one of your sons.
Nice.
And they in that same space.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with them rolling that same road in that space? Or what would you tell them to do differently?
It'll depend on how close I was to the mentor or to the body. Like, say that he's serving with a relative. I don't know if I would want him to charge. You get what I mean? But I also entrepreneurially prepare my sons to, you don't want to depend on these skill sets for money. That's the separator between me and a lot of my colleagues. Like, Molly, I loved your performance on whatever. Well, why weren't you there? Well, they ain't paid me. You know what I'm saying? So you slept on the opportunity, but you saw my performance. It has 2 million views. You get what I'm saying? Could they even pay you for that? I feel like you lost. You get what I'm saying?
I think that when you're building, like I tell my sons the same thing.
But those are the times that you are building. So you're doing that. So I think I would be okay with it, but not. But
your son at this point, if he's in that space, he had Molly music. But you didn't. But your son does.
Yes.
To show him the game, his point of entry is going to be different.
It could be.
How do you figure?
I guess it's like a trainer. Richard Williams, he brought his daughters from Oakland to Florida for a trainer. So anything that man said do after a certain point, he's going to give his daughters over to it.
So if you have a solid relationship with the trainer and
and we both are in agreement that this is for my son 15 years from now, we're not even going to be thinking about this change.
I get it. That I totally get.
Yes.
100%. But I also think that there has been...
the risk there. I see the risk.
Yeah, it's been a bit of the culture that has been one of those things where, like, I felt a little triggered. I ain't gonna lie. I don't pay sons. What is he talking about right now? What is that? What does that even mean?
Bro, but I was 11 and young enough to not care.
Well, then you was 11 though. See, there you go.
Or 13 or 14.
Yeah, you was 11.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, what was I gonna get? I wasn't gonna get no life-changing money that my folks wasn't gonna take.
I just think he could have said it a different way. But hey, no disrespect to you.
It's all I knew.
Okay.
And I was grateful for it because I always felt he was right. You know what I mean? And so that always challenged me, find another way to make some money.
And you did that?
Yeah. I got to use my mind. That's I'm accountable to that. And I feel that's one of the benefits of being a man. We handicap ourselves as creators by saying, oh, I'm good at this. So you don't even do nothing else. You don't learn nothing else on how to do it. So, but that's one of the things I just learned when I recognize seasons. I've been doing this for so long that the best thing you can do is pick up a different hobby in the down season. And that'll give you the skills.
Oh, nice.
You get what I'm saying?
Nice.
That'll give you perseverance, lessons, and stuff for when it's the uptime in music. And you also have content. So payment has always been a thing for me, but I'm grateful for it because it's normally issues around pay, just based on.
It can be. Yeah, it can be.
Just the mindset of people, the opportunity of percentages and all this different stuff like that. It was always, my family was involved, so I never expected a personal share. So it was always just, I just wanted to generate as much so that we could win.
So did you subconsciously judge other people that wanted to be paid?
No.
No?
No. I just saw what it did to their mind in opportunities that didn't happen to my mind. Like they didn't have the capacity to not be mad on stage, so it affected their performance.
Oh.
I didn't care.
Oh.
So I got the next 3 performances. I got the next 3 opportunities.
Oh.
I see the benefit, even though you see the whatever. On a percentage basis, I'm benefiting in the long. Everybody that's like, not me, it's actually never you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's actually never you. You right. Like, it couldn't have been me, but the person you're talking to is up. Like, that was their, crushing to get to that point to where, like, now they can kind of say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that some things was happening, and but I didn't care. That was above me, and I don't think it was my responsibility to put my mind on it.
I honor you for that, man. I really do. I really honor you for saying that. And I remember coming to the Tabernacle and seeing you perform, for which I did. That wasn't free. I did pay a fee to come and see you. But man, you rocked it, bro. I mean, your stage performance, man, is so incredible. And yeah, you're a performer, bro.
Wow, thank you for saying that.
Like for real, like the band that was
yes.
Clearly you're a musician. You're definitely a musician. I just seeing everybody move and love what you did on that stage, and I could still feel the presence of God.
Wow.
That's a whole different ball game, bro. That's a whole different ball game. So now you are here and you're not married?
No.
Okay. Why you ain't married? What is that?
Don't ask me that.
I got to ask you because...
I'm not saying don't ask me that as in deflection, but you asking me this date and this time of age why I'm not married?
That's pretty good. But I'm still asking you though.
That's like asking me in this economy, why I'm not going for a certain house or a certain type of real estate. Yep. Anybody who has knowledge about it won't invest.
Do you want to be married or you don't want to be married? It's not really a thing.
I want to obey God.
Okay. So the one that you really want hasn't really surfaced yet.
I can't say that. Whoever that is deserves my full focus and attention. And that also would affect the capacity of it. So
you don't want to have to split up your passions right now.
Not want to have to. It's more like, Lord, what is it gonna be? Just not taking personal accountability for other things. You get what I'm saying? And still remembering what my priorities are. Like, I understand what God told me about this music and I'm not done. On my mission and in my obedience, I'll meet somebody beautiful who wants me to set up tent in their town. Just because Moses met that wife right there did not mean he did not have to venture right back to Egypt and right back out over to Jordan. Her place was not actually where they dwelled.
Yeah.
Her father became the distant one. That's always how I saw the power of the calling on my life. But I don't live in a culture where that is... It's if a woman has a child or if a man has a child, it becomes about responsibility. A lot of times that could be the priority of why people live or move to provide for that. And I can't forget the purpose, just because of certain relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
But once I speak to friends, they say, well, you're getting old, man, you know, and time is going by. Those are factors that I miss.
I don't think about it like that. You know and I were talking earlier, and what I see it as is there are some things that events like, the birth of a child, that gives you perspective. There are some perspectives that as a man, you're not going to have, some understandings you're not going to have outside of marriage. And I want every man to positively be clear, because it could be some jacked up situations out there, but I want every man to positively kind of experience.
I believe
that the way Christ loves the church, loving a spouse, bro, it will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. On God, it would be. Children is a walk in the park compared to being married. But the benefits of it and the perspective that you get. What they say in the 5 heartbeats? You're gonna become a great writer when you experience the greatest pain you've ever experienced. So in essence, I mean, I'm not making it a great. I don't think I'm being a good advertisement for marriage.
You're doing right now.
But it's a thing, man. It's like you see things and you experience things that you never would have outside of.
You know what?
Both of those, the birth of a child and marriage.
That's perfect. Well said, man. You're a beautiful advocate for it. And I'm encouraged and can see some things. What I gain from what you say is like the benefit is in the try it, which I see normally is the case. I'll share this candidly.
Okay.
I don't want to multitask marriage. So I get, if someone wants a job and they have 2 part-times still, and like a schedule barrier, can they actually meet, the requirements of like just a basic job call? Or will this job be bending to the requirements of this employee? Now, love and marriage is different. I'm only speaking for somebody who's never been.
But I get it.
I don't get a chance to come. I haven't had the experience to come in contact with too many people who aren't already occupied with massive code red priorities that I just can't find time to put marriage in. Like, I guess I'm a chronological type of man, and I believe that Genesis comes before Exodus. But sometimes the Bible already open. And you can't flip back.
Yeah.
And you got to start from where you are.
Molly, is a little fear there though?
Maybe, but I didn't think so. I just always, I want marriage to be about marriage. And I don't believe that marriage consists of like, I guess I can't say what I don't believe it consists of.
Yeah, well, marriage is not a monolith. Let's be very clear.
Monolith
about
in which way?
In the sense of it's only just like one way. And once you get married, that's the only thing.
I just don't want to use marriage to raise children. I don't want to become married just for the saying or the guaranteeing that I'll be there for my children. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But I also know and don't want to underrate the security of that, like, that sentiment, on a long-term, level, and even on a sacrificial and obedience level. So I don't know. I just never. It's like using a car to do something that you don't need a car to do.
I see. Until you get a car, and then you realize, you mean to tell me I've been living life this long without this? Maybe I haven't seen enough people with cars and the benefits of it to realize that I actually could benefit from one too. Maybe.
I believe, and I guess
I've had my head down.
It seems like I'm saying I can't benefit from a wife. That's tough. I don't think I'm saying that.
I don't think you're saying that at all. No. I'm saying what.
But I'm not acting like I want one bad.
You definitely act like you well, it's not that you don't. Listen, here's the thing. I don't have no dog in the fight. I just want you to experience everything that's possible for you. And I know that, marriage is that thing, but I mean, marriage ain't for everybody. Paul said in the Bible, I wish everybody could be single, like me. Now, I don't know what time he wrote that, because at some point he was married because he couldn't, come on.
Because there were thorns in the flesh.
Well, yeah, well, okay, well, then there's, all right. Real thorny, all right. But I just... This
is a beautiful content, this like area. I feel this is God. But, I just really feel like that's a decision now a person makes. And
well, people gonna see you and they say he's a single dude, and what's going on?
But
does he want that?
Validly, I expect them to anticipate me to have the energy, the time, the attention. Mm-hmm. They want all of the energy they see me give God, give to them. They want all the love they see me pour out.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? But they don't walk in my life worthy. Not saying that they're not worthy of it, but I'm praising God because he's worthy. This is a relationship that I have. When it comes to like beauty and a person, that's what I see.
Yeah. I think you probably see marriage as a little more complicated.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like you see it a little more cumbersome, a little more complicated and it would make your life a little more complicated than it would make it easy. That's what I feel.
I agree. When I was really young, on a prophetic word from Donnie McClurkin.
Oh.
Before he even knew anything about me, he was just a guy flowing the spirit. He was looking at me and he said, nah, you'll be fine when you get married. So he was talking about something that I may wrestle with, I think, that he saw that may come in the future. But he was like, all that'll be fine under marriage.
Huh.
But I remember him saying that, but I know now that I haven't gotten married, man of God. So I don't know if all that you saw is covered. Wait
a minute. I mean, I'm sure you've seen Donnie since then. Yeah. You never asked him? What was you talking about?
I knew what he was talking about. When it's prophecy, everybody else be lost, but them two people be like, oh, yeah. He you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I felt him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just the personnel.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. And I deal with men a lot, and my only goal then is for them to experience the best version of themselves.
And you believe that's through marriage?
No, for you, no. I think that is a way, but no, it doesn't necessarily have to be that for you. The best version of yourself is when you learn to fully love yourself. You begin by first fully loving yourself, like all the parts of you, bro.
Yes.
Because we have parts of us that we don't like, parts of us that we have sent into exile.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 17 years old, I had a girlfriend, who broke up with me, and, she was a virgin, I was a virgin, and man, she ended up getting with somebody else, and she wasn't a virgin no more. Just like that. And that part of me, that open-hearted, full of love, full of vitality, really trusting person, I sent that version of me into exile. And then there was a part of me that came forward that said, hey, you're going to be good as long as you earn it. And that made me the best in the industry in what I did, whether it was radio, whether it was voiceovers. I became very, very merit-based. I became awards-driven. Mm-hmm. I became it's the top of the top, but I did it with a closed heart. I got everything that success and the trinkets of success say I should have, but I did it without an open heart. And so when it came down to actually being in a situation that required my heart to be open, I was failing miserably. I had all the trinkets. I'm willing to do anything, but I had to do it with a closed heart because I wasn't going to open my heart like that. And so a lot of people, men particularly, at some point in our lives, bro, we close our hearts. Like we got all of the great stuff, but we close our hearts in certain areas. And so being the best version of yourself is really delving in and try to figure out what parts of me that I close. Because if the greatest of all these things is charity,
yes,
I can't be as successful as I want to be unless I open my heart. When I got that revelation, Yolanda Adams' Open My Heart song took on so much meaning to me, bro. I heard it in a different way. So I'm not even sure why I shared that with you.
It's life.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you're the version of guy that has a relationship with God. And I don't know where you see yourself going, but I will ask you this. If I had to say within 5 years, what does it look like? What does life look like for Molly Music?
5 years.
5 years. And we're gonna rewind the tape. And we're gonna come right back to this moment. And we're gonna say, he called it.
Yeah. Great father, active.
What does a great father look like to you?
It'll just be what I look like in 5 years. It'll be something evident about what I do, and it'll just be dripping off of me. And then my children will be of an age where they can testify of the work that's going into them that would otherwise be albums that makes them great and noteworthy masterpieces. But I have to be patient through these seasons while they incubate and the focus is on other things. So but that's just one. A director.
Oh, in the film industry?
Yeah, something visual. Something visual. I don't know.
You working on something now?
Always. Always. But there's something that you made me want to share when we was talking about the marriage thing. Just about me as a person. I love guitar, right?
Guitar?
Yes.
Bass lead?
All.
Okay.
And I play all now.
Get out of here.
But I started with just acoustic because I was scared of electric.
Were you?
Yeah.
Why?
Let me tell you. Prince held one. Jimi Hendrix held one. Jonathan DuBose held one. I'm not about to pick up this powerful instrument without knowing what I'm doing for real. I am fine preparing on acoustic through drills, chords, and scales. So now I could have bought an electric the first month. I could have learned on them soft, easy strings, but no, man, I wasn't ready as a human being. I didn't want to send a statement out to the world that I think I'm an electric guitar player. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah, now everybody saw it. Everybody was like, it'll be easier. The strings are softer.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready to admit that I wanted to be an electric guitar player. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
I had homies that, they only knew certain feels. I just wanted to be good at guitar.
So what was bad? What was the tough part about admitting it?
Admitting what? That?
Admitting that
I
you were
didn't. I admitted it all the time. I never not admitted it.
That you were an electric guitar player?
No, I never admitted that I always was open to admit that I was scared to play it and that I was waiting for a season of my life where I felt that I was ready for that. Like when I was sweet enough and like I had actually arrived to a point to where like I could be seen holding such an instrument that, you know, so many of my like mentors and greats could actually do something with.
Yeah.
That's what I feel about marriage.
All right. Can I speak something into your life?
Please.
I used to be the guy that was in that same exact space in other areas. Yeah. Whether it was my voice, my talent, whatever it was. I always felt like if there was somebody else that could do it better, why am I even trying to act like I'm gonna get into that space? Let them do it. Hell, I like to listen to them. Let them do it.
I wasn't forfeiting it. I was coming, but I knew I wasn't there.
Yeah. Same thing, bro. Same thing. There are people that will respond to your voice. I don't care. if Prince, God rest the dead, Jimi Hendrix, as well as Jonathan DuBose, all were standing there in the line, and everybody had a choice along with you. The people that will resonate to you are always going to find their way to you.
I hear you.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Always. And it's the same thing for everything, bro. It's the same thing.
For the most part that they were already coming. You know, there was already bread. You know, there was already a foundation laid, you know, for people to be able to receive through the songs and the stuff that was happening.
Yeah, you're unique. Like there's no, okay, so I think about different people in my life, like my cousin, Dante Bowe, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, he has a unique sound, very unique sound. The artist Samo, very unique sound. But I can't think of them without thinking about you. You cracked that open, bro. That sound, that was you. And you couldn't point to anybody else that had that same sound. Maybe you could, I couldn't. And I don't know anybody else that could. That was your sound. And however you decided that you want to move, or however you decided to move from this point on, that's your lane. That's your lane to do with it as you see fit. And the people that are called to you, man, they will have the grace. They'll have the grace, man, to watch you practice doing it.
I never once ever saw it as my lane. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not even sure you have to, bro. I'm not even sure you have to. Maybe it's not for you to see.
Like I saw it as our lane. Like I saw it as a space. Like everybody is excited about opening the doors and paving the way until the way is paved and somebody pop in, you know?
Yeah.
Like Jordan, like I'm just paving the way for the future, and then you got Kobe right in front of you with his tongue out too. Like you have to play against those and see those. Like so, and to those two that you named, both of them actively in my presence tell me and confess about the bread work and the groundwork of the music and how much they just respect and honor what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they call me an OG. Like I'm an OG now.
Bro, they used to call what you did underground gospel. Underground gospel?
Because it was underground. It wasn't mainstream.
Yeah, but think how crazy that sounds now.
That's so hard.
Yeah, bro, it's a bar. It's a whole bar. So I'm just really honored.
I just was wired and built from the beginning for it to not necessarily be about me. But I believe that it became that, like now, I don't know, when I was prepared for it, there was a scripture that they preached today at Harvest. Apostle Travis was Jeremiah, but he was talking about how in the, you know, patience having this perfect work, you know, and how in that perfected end. Just never want to jump the gun. Like David was already king, but you know, he can't rush the throne. Yeah. Yeah. You got your own path. And I'm just honored to be on the sideline watching it. I'm sure as I am with millions of other people, you know. You got your thing, man. Thank you for that, KD.
You just tell me whatever you need from me in whatever capacity I can continue to serve you or help you in whatever way, man. And
man, that's cool.
And
thank you for this platform. It's awesome, giving me a chance to thrive and be great. It's awesome, man. And speak out.
You do know that DM about to get real stupid now because we don't open that door. So I'm just trying to tell you, be prepared.
I got so much. I've been the second coming dropped when I was 16. I'm 36 now.
Wow, bro.
I also have that long of a relationship with people, like on this level, like people saying Molly, or you know, can you come here, or you know, how this music affected. I've been like getting different versions and variations of that consistently since I was 16 to now.
Wow.
That also affects how I see people. That also affects how I see like personal like transactions. From time to time, I'll get hit by somebody that's like, everybody don't want something from you. I'm like, I believe that you do. It's just not what I'm expecting. Just tell me what it is that I can shop. And that may offend people who want to feel that it's more organic. You know what I mean? So like, seasons. I just came out of a healing season.
Okay.
Before that was the high point that caused the drop and the injury for the healing that need to come. And that was after the high of the album and the drop of the recognition of the game, you know, for it to be built back up. That's from, okay, starting everything in Georgia, the second coming, boom, coming to a different industry. You get what I mean? So everything is that, and in all of those downs, I had to recreate something. You get what I mean? Something had to be like recreated or built up. One of the best examples is like Iron Man. Like everybody liked the Mach 1, but he don't never use the Mach 1. The Mach 1 had proclivities and it wasn't right. It was just how to get out of that cave. Molly, but the Mach 1, no. I know, but bro, it doesn't even have Jarvis. You know, I don't have GPS in there. It's not good, but it's great. Because you like, everybody remember how things were when they founded it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for the longevity, and I learned so much about the kingdom and people through these years.
I want to make sure that I get that full answer from you. 5 years. I know you talked about one aspect of it. Were you done with that, or did I interrupt you?
We kind of stopped on director. When you said like in the film industry or whatever like that, you know, yes. Like, I think that goes into the reason that you say I'm a performer. I take serious how it feels when you receive the craft. You get what I mean? So that comes with touches of like theater and knowing blocking, and also being able to discern what it feels like to be in that chair while here. Things that artists may not get, that I may like loved going to concerts and downtime. Delegating who's next. Like actually organizing personnel for future success. Like sometimes boxers wait till they get knocked out and can't move until they start trying to make decisions about
create
future.
A succession plan.
So I think now's a good time to do that while I still can lead by example. I could still be on the field and the court, if you say, but I also recognize that like I'm ready to transition behind the camera. I'm ready to transition behind the scenes and be able to like use my gifts to make people who are more aesthetically vibrant, you know, appeal and put them in the front. And I'm also excited about building culture, still kingdom culture. But I feel the way to do that is just to have something that's so good that they have to ask you what the core of it is later. You get what I'm saying? Like you make a good movie and it has like a LGBTQ theme. But if that's not forward and it's just a good film, you can talk later in the success of the press of what the core is, versus trying to like put the core first and then presenting a middle product. You get what I mean?
Yeah, you did that with your music too.
All of the that's one of the ways I know how to do it. So that's why, and I get resistance. I've gotten resistance on the directing and the visuals. If not, then people would have seen an influx of them. If you notice on my social mediums and all my like outlets, it's clotted. It's like people want to know what's going on, and I don't want to give them what I've been giving them. You get what I'm saying? And I recognize and I discern and I see the level that they're producing life. And I know, and I'm in the knowledge of how to do it well. So
does the pushback make you pause?
Which pushback? The pushback from the it makes me. It does. It has made me pause because I'm at the front. Like I'm so chronological in my mind that it could hurt me. Just like I'm saying, like my whole thing may be thrown off if you bring me in on page 7. It just like. But Molly, just whatever. It just was an introduction, pragmatic. But let's go forward. I'm like devastated. I'm like, you know. So that's one of the things that also affects my relationships, because if it's already already started, all we got to do is finish it. You get what I'm saying? How do we begin this again? But you know, that's neither here nor there. Like
Johnny and Donna, was that you?
What you mean? Is that me?
Was that you? Was that you that you were singing about in that song?
No, I don't think so. But everybody says it is. I knew it was crazy when my son's mom, my baby mom, was like, "I like that song you wrote about her." Girl, nobody wrote no song about you. You got me messed up. I ain't even think about you. Yeah. But when I sat back, I was like, "Oh snap." Yeah. Oh snap. And that's how it is. And you can't untell nobody their own story. But no. Yeah. I guess it seems like it. Johnny and Donna. Somebody was explaining Johnny and Donna to me and made me Johnny. And I was laughing. Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to it. I'm thinking, whoa. So I wonder, man, does he? So he just putting his business on out there, huh? Yeah, no. Business is, I don't know. I'm one of those people that feel you free yourself from sabotage. When you're honest. Yep. Larry King was the same way. He's like, I'm gonna tell it before you tell it. Yes, sometimes things come out in their books, and that's how they told you how they live. I like that. I respect that. I feel that should be that's one of the dynamics that I want to incorporate inside of Kingdom, because a lot of the biblical standards cause us to be like, well, that's impossible. So we're forced to live like double lives, like an effort life, and then the real one. You think you're a lot, bro? A lot? Do you think you're a lot? I don't have the time to think about if it is or not. And then I don't, and quantity only has to do with what's encasing it. You know? That's pretty good. You can't, if you try to put that's actually kind of dope right there. Yeah. You know, if you try to put this specific gallon in this, it'll eat a bucket or eat it up. It's down at the bottom now. You need more than that. So I think I'm a faucet, and I have the subjective amount, and sometimes I need more than enough. So I think it's just about knowing when to turn it on and off, when to drip, and when to go full flow. Yeah, I think I'm a lot. I think I'm a lot for the majority. I don't think you should think that. What I'm saying is, for the majority of people, I feel like I am a lot. But for the right people that I'm called to, no, I'm not. And there are people that I think I am a lot in that sense, but I don't like that. I don't like that barometer. I don't like it either, but let me say it like this. I just don't spend the majority of my time around. Damon helped me with this, because I used to think, I'm not even going down that road, but he did help me with the idea of the people that you call to, bro, you're not too heavy for, you're not too much for, because, prodigies of sort, in their own right, yes, which I say you are, man, you can't get into a room and have a conversation with people, man, and everybody gets you. I mean, I'm so used to, I start talking and giving my ideas, and I'm in the full throes, and I look up to see everybody looking at me like, what is this? Yes. And so that gives you a complex. Good for you. So I be around people like, I'm like, I'm not gonna say nothing because I'm gonna be on level 8. How many times have you sat back and watched somebody so dumb and ignorant do something so easily that you just couldn't even say nothing? Like, how are you doing that? Like, how are you that? Says nobody ever told you otherwise? No. So you have to behold ignorance the same way. Oh, that's good. That's a great perspective. That's a great paradigm shift. Man, apparently you spend most of your time dealing with that. So I feel you on that level. It's a great paradigm shifter. And so I feel it's fair to go left and right. When the sun gets too hot, you go inside. It ain't going down. The sun is a lot, but you better take your doses. It's daytime, baby. Molly Music, everybody. Man, I appreciate you, bro. Love you, man. I appreciate it. Until next time, man up.